In a groundbreaking move today, the Prince and Princess of Wales received good news about their only daughter, Princess Charlotte's powerful royal role. In the near future, the 9-year-old royal, at the heart of the British monarchy, has reportedly been receiving a royal crash course from her great-aunt Princess Anne, with the possibility of one day inheriting the prestigious title of princess. Royal recently, Charlotte has been seen making more public appearances, including a memorable trip to Wimbledon with her mother and the latest outing at Sandringham for Christmas Day. Meanwhile, Princess Anne has earned recognition as the hardest-working royal of 2024, surpassing even King Charles in her engagements, despite the fact that she's the sister of King Charles, shows no signs or ambitions of slowing down, remaining firmly focused on duty after being released from the hospital following a head injury earlier this year, and is the only daughter of Elizabeth and Philip, and is known by an alternative title, Princess Royal. This special title is given by the monarch to the eldest daughter. There could only be one Princess Royal at one time, meaning that Anne was given the title after the death of her aunt, Princess Mary, Countess of Herwood, the daughter of King George V, and Queen Mary, showing her true colors. As a caring and principled mother, she said, "I think it was probably easier for them, and I think most people would argue that there are downsides to having titles, so I think it was probably the right thing to do." When Prince William became king, Charlotte was eligible to take on the title of Princess Royal after the death of Anne. Whether this is the case that remains to be seen, as the traditions of the royal family have adapted to become more in line with modern times. Sources close to the royal family suggest that Princess Anne is imparting her invaluable knowledge to the royal duties to Charlotte, teaching her the subtleties of royal protocol, including how to initiate and gracefully exit conversations. While this is part of Charlotte's ongoing education as a royal, her natural understanding of these delicate signals set her apart. She's shown how to spark conversation, but also how to end one and to move on without upsetting anyone. While Anne appears to enjoy her royal role and the work that comes with it, this is not something the only daughter of Queen Elizabeth I particularly wanted for her two children, Peter Phillips and Zara Tyndale, to enable them to live as ordinary a childhood as possible. Princess Anne decided to break with royal tradition by not giving them her titles when they were born, a page she would have been offered from the late Queen, while Zara and Peter were not given titles and to this day continue to live far more ordinary lives than their cousins Prince William and Prince Harry. She did send for both of them to the prestigious Gordonstoun School in Scotland, where her father, the Duke of Edinburgh, and brother King Charles were boarders. The princess said, "I think boarding school has been demonized by some when it's in fact a very important aspect to have available, and many children actually thrive in it." Princess Anne, known for her unwavering dedication to royal duties, is one of the most respected members of the royal family as Queen Elizabeth II's only daughter, and has often been admired for her non-nonsense approach and her lifelong commitment to service. A story shared on the Royals with Roya and Kate podcast recounts how the princess had an amusing exchange with a young participant who didn't recognize her as a member of royalty. Speaking on the incident, the podcast host recalled, "I spoke to someone very senior at the RDA who remembered her coming to see a display by some of the children at an RDA event, and the children that we work with as volunteers at the RDA all have different levels of learning disabilities, different levels of autism, physical disabilities. And there was one girl there who is involved in the display, and they came to mute." Princess Anne, afterwards, she was introduced to her, and they said, "This is the Princess Royal," and she said, "You don't look like a princess." Princess Anne said, "Thank goodness for that. I'm so pleased to hear that." Everyone laughed at her response, and she just literally takes things in stride.